We have two categories left. This is the Gotta Love Them Movies mailbag. All right, it is time to open up that Gotta Love Them Movies mailbag. And guys, if you want to get a main topic on today's show, all you have to do is send me an email at gottalovethemmovies@gmail.com. It's a 24-hour service. It's email, so it never shuts down. If you have a question, if there's some kind of a topic that you think I'm not aware of yet, just go ahead and send me an email at gottalovethemmovies@gmail.com, and we'll put your question or comment as a main topic on the show today. So let's just jump into our first emailed question. And our first email question comes from Tyler, who lives in Cranberry, Pennsylvania. That's pretty much where I grew up. So Tyler says, Mike, all in caps, Mike, did you see that Mint Mobile commercial? Does this mean Rick Moranis, the great and wonderful, is back? Yeah, and that is true. Great, as you say, Rick Moranis, the great and wonderful, was brought out of acting retirement by Ryan Reynolds. Who else but Ryan Reynolds, fellow Canadian himself, to do a cell phone commercial. This particular article is coming to us from CNET.com, but there are so many more, hundreds and hundreds of news outlets are reporting on this. And yeah, that's right. Rick Moranis has technically, I guess you could say, come out of retirement to do a commercial with Ryan Reynolds. And that's not the only thing on his bag. We know that he is coming out of retirement again to reprise his role as Wayne Szalinski in Shrunk, the new film coming out on Disney Plus, starring Josh Gad as his son. Can't remember the son's name. Something Szalinski. Anyway, Nick Szalinski?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. Nick, speaking of Nicks.
That's how I do that.
Is this the first time you're hearing of this, or did you actually see the commercial that Wayne Szalinski himself was starring in?
I saw the commercial last night, and it was incredible because it's just, he's been out of the spotlight. He's been out of acting for so long, and even just the simple commercial like that, it just doesn't seem like he's lost a beat of anything. Like, he's just nailed it, and I can't wait. And I've heard about how he's the kids movie, and I'm so excited, and I'm so glad he's back. I know everybody's been waiting for him, and it's just going to be incredible for him to be back in.
But Nick, this begs the question. Our viewer Tyler was asking the question: does this mean he's back? Do you think he's back?
I think if he's doing a commercial and he's going to do a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movie, I think he's back. I don't think we're going to see him all over the place, but I think I feel like, I remember he did a podcast several years ago, and they were just like, so what's the deal? And he's like, I'm good for right now. He didn't come back for the new Ghostbusters. He was just kind of like choosing his stuff. But I think if he's down to do a commercial and he's down to, reprise his role for the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids franchise, I think we're going to start seeing him in a lot more things. What he feels good about, the things that he's like, yeah, this is worth my time. This would be fun. Sure. I think we'll see him.
I hope so as well. I'm a little dubious of the term back. It definitely implies that, like, he's out of retirement, he's a working actor again, but I think you hit the nail on the head a little bit. I think he is going to start being a little bit more particular with the roles that he chooses. I think it's very curious to me that, he turned down Ghostbusters 2016, he turned down Ghostbusters Afterlife, but he is, again, coming out of retirement for a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movie, a fourth Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movie. I think that alone is very informative of the type of content that he wants to put out from here on out. I definitely think that Rick Moranis is one of the comic legends, like a living legend of our time. I don't think that's uncharacteristic to say. But I am interested to see where he goes from here. Because if you check on his IMDb page, he has nothing listed except for Shrunk. That's it. The Mint Mobile thing was kind of, it surprised everybody. And speaking to my girlfriend about it, who is a marketing professional, her whole thing was saying that, like, okay, it's great that, Rick Moranis is starring in this commercial, but what is it other than a gimmick? Mm-hmm. And to my point, I, pointed out, Well, now I know what Mint Mobile is. I've never heard of
Yeah.
Mint Mobile before.
Oh, yeah.
Not even close. So, so now I think that was a smart move on their part. I think it was an interesting move on Rick Moranis' part to kind of jump out and say, "Hey, oh, okay, yeah, sure, I'll do this tiny little thing." He also did back in 2008. He did a voice. Oh shoot, I can't remember. He was a voice in an animated film, but it's like really small, tiny little bit parts. Just make a buck here or there. I don't think he's interested. Ever since the death of his wife and he's had to raise his kids, he has been very vocal in saying, "I'm not interested in being in the spotlight." So, do you think moving forward he is going to be choosing smaller roles to keep him out of the spotlight, or do you think time will tell? Maybe he will jump back into Ghostbusters. What are your thoughts?
I think he's gonna choose smaller roles. I think like in Shrunk, he's playing the father. I'm sure Josh Gad's gonna be the lead. He'll come in and do his cameo, and I think he's gonna do that. I think he's gonna do fun small roles and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if he does more like voiceover stuff.
Yeah.
And for cartoons, which will be great. I would love for him to work with Mel Brooks one more time before it's too late. But I don't know if we're gonna get that. I don't know if we're gonna be that lucky. But I think I'll see him in small stuff, and I'll take it. I'll take what I get.
What's the working title for that movie? Is Spaceballs the return for money, or the cash grab for money? Something like that.
There was a couple of them. Yeah, that would be hilarious.
It was great. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts? Are you just as excited as we are to see Rick Moranis pop out of retirement, even if it is for a cell phone commercial ad? Jump on down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts, as well as what types of projects do you think he is going to be doing in the future. I would be very interested to know. All right, let's move on to our last email of the day.